Have you always struggled with color in The Sims 4? Or have you any doubts if you're using the right shade of green for your living room or bedroom that you're building? Or if that blue for your study looks good, or is it better to just pick white again? Well, look no further, I'm here to help you make the right choices. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is paszerine, and today we are building again in The Sims 4. This video is going to be different as we are not exactly building anything, but we are going to learn something useful when it comes to building. And that is how to choose the right colors for your interiors through basic color theory and psychology, making use of what is made available in-game. As a creator, I see a lot of people put out building tutorials and hacks, and I don't believe I can contribute anything new that hasn't been done before. So I figured I'd try something else. This is gonna be part 1 of a series on color in The Sims that I truly hope would be helpful to all, whether you're a seasoned builder, cast fanatic, or just a regular player who struggle with the colors in-game on a daily basis. Likewise, I'm one of those people who is always so frustrated about the fact that we don't have creative style or a color wheel in The Sims 4, something that we builders and players alike dearly miss from The Sims 3. Trust me, even as an artist and designer, the limited swatches still make my head spin. I doubt we'll be getting one soon, so this is the next best thing we can try at the very least without needing CC or mods. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Part 1. Color in The Sims. Now, I won't go too in-depth on color theory for obvious reasons. It can get complicated and technical, so I'll just isolate the parts that many of you may find useful. This is just gonna be very basic and within the limits of building and cast in The Sims, and I'm not a developer or a modder either, so nothing about game design and UI and whatever. I'm just a huge color fanatic, Sims 4 builder, and aspiring professional interior designer. Anyways, let's talk about what color theory is and why it matters even if you're just building or playing around with cast in The Sims 4. Color theory is a collection of rules and guidelines which can be used to communicate with others through appealing color schemes. More on that later. When used properly, a color can tell a story and can allow anyone to create different types of feelings depending on the particular colors they utilize. It can be an extremely subjective topic because everyone has their own favorite colors, most of which may remind you of a time and place that have specific emotive qualities. Like, for example, your love for blue may be because you had very good memories of the beach, or your favorite Powerpuff Girl was Bubbles growing up. Or you may like black because it's deep and edgy and mysterious, and you may have your own sweet black cat that you associate with comfort and company. This is also why certain builds appeal to you at first glance and others just don't seem to. No one can blame you for that. Colors can be very impactful when it comes to influencing what you desire. I catch myself using some colors more than most for my builds if I'm just building based on my personal preferences, because I like hues that give off a very positive and warm vibe. If I'm building for a sim or a family of sims, it's hard for me just to pick randomly a scheme without basing it on the sims I'm building for, because most of the time I would normally reflect it on their personalities and characteristics. Thankfully, this was made a lot easier now thanks to a recent patch before the Dream Home Decorator game pack was released. The likes and dislikes update allowed for Sims to have a preference for specific colors in their space and an abhorrence to some. They actually end up caring about the colors of their homes, and it can really influence their mood. It may not be perfect, but as players who want to create pretty spaces for our beloved Sims to live in, this is very helpful in deciding which colors fit. So, great job EA, this was a pretty cool update. Let's move on to part 2, color psychology. In theory, color can have physiological effects on everything from behavior to mood to performance. Each color has meanings associated with them, and because of this, I decided to host a Sims 4 room challenge a few weeks ago on Twitter and Instagram to see how people would interpret certain colors. I had provided a color psychology guide, but Simmers went above and beyond the source material, which was honestly pretty cool. We'll go over each of these colors on the spectrum with the addition of neutrals, but first, a quick introduction on the color wheel. So this is a color wheel. Pretty sure we've all done an activity in primary school where the teacher lets you color a circle like a radial rainbow. Warm colors are on one side of the wheel and the other half are cool colors. The warms are reds, oranges, and yellows, and they're generally considered to be energetic and active with relatively positive connotations. Meanwhile, the cools, greens, blues, and purples, are usually more calm and relaxed. There are also neutrals or non-colors like browns, beiges, grays, whites, and blacks that aren't found on wheel but still play a crucial role in design and fashion. We'll talk more about the color wheel in a future video and how you can group these colors together to create schemes. Right now, this video is just going to be about the meanings associated with certain colors and how you can use this as a guide in choosing the right one as a dominant hue depending on the room you're building or for whom you're building for. Speaking of, my challenge was also about color dominance, and usually when a room has a dominant color, that hue takes up the largest percentage of the space. Meanwhile, the subdominant or subordinate color takes up smaller areas. There is also the accent hue that takes up the least, and it usually offers a contrast too. So you can have a dominantly off-white room, but green plants as an accent and oak cabinetry as a subordinate. In short, if you see mostly red in a room, red is the dominant color. Here are some rooms from my color psychology challenge using red as their dominant hue. Red is confidence, excitement, and energy. Psychologically, it is the most stimulating of all colors. It exudes passion, desire, energy, courage, and power. Meanwhile, it can also mean anger, malice, danger, intimidation, and warning. It is a color that draws you in, and people in red generally seem more attractive too. Red is also known to increase appetite and can stir up excitement in a space, which is why it is frequently used in theaters and entertainment. Next is pink. Pink is a more subtle and sensitive version of red, and it represents compassion, nurturing, and love. It is associated with youth and femininity and can make a room feel playful and inviting. It can also be glamorous, flamboyant, and classy. It is oftentimes used in girly children's and teen rooms and lively spaces. The retro and chic aesthetics seem to adore pink the most. Meanwhile, orange is associated with joy and sunshine. It represents enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, determination, attraction, success, encouragement, and can also be stimulating. People usually have mixed feelings about orange. It's not the easiest color to pull off in a space, but it works well in tropical themed rooms, lively living spaces, and energizing offices. Likewise, yellow is a color of sunshine and is also associated with joy, happiness, intellect, and energy. It is an excellent color for kitchens, dining rooms, and bathrooms. It is a very inviting color, but can also represent caution and even sickness. Yellow, like red and orange, may bring optimistic feelings, but the right shade is key. It can also be stimulating and is used to bring attention towards something, especially in fashion. Next, green is a color of nature. Considered the most restful color for the eye, green can transcend a sense of calmness and security when used in interior design. Green symbolizes growth, harmony, health, freshness, and fertility, and generally makes people feel emotionally safe. It is well suited for every room of the house, which is why many of us love our plants and clutter. As a versatile color, it can even mean greed, ambition, and jealousy. On the other hand, blue is associated with trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, and intelligence, faith, and also truth. It can create tranquility and is associated with health, healing, understanding, and softness. And just like green, it is also very versatile. Darker blues can be luxurious and powerful, but can also create feelings of sadness, coldness, and make you feel drowsy sometimes. Additionally, purple in its darkest values is dramatic, passionate, rich, and sophisticated. It can give a design scheme depth and is associated with luxury and creativity. It is used to add a bold statement or give the room a mysterious or mystical feel. Many children adore the lighter shade of purple and love having it in their rooms even more than pink. It is also youthful and expensive, oftentimes associated with royalty as it was historically. Now with the neutrals, brown can induce a feeling of naturalness and comfort in your home. In interior arrangements, brown can add depth and warmth. It is organic, welcoming, nostalgic, and classy. As a neutral color, it is oftentimes kept natural in wood materials and is very pleasant to look at. It goes well with other colors, but too much brown in a room can also be boring and cramped if not well balanced with the rest of the hues. Another very popular neutral is white, which is refreshing and clean and just very basic. It is used in creating an airy appearance and is quiet, modern, innocent, simple, and pure. White gives the illusion of wider rooms. It is also sterile, reflective, and is preferred in medical spaces. Because it is a neutral color, it can get boring too if not paired with accent colors or a contrasting hue. Most people would prefer white as it is safe and very easy to use. And lastly, black. Black is bold, elegant, classy, dramatic, glamorous, mysterious, and powerful. It brings emphasis to certain parts of a room, and if used dominantly, it can get a little depressing if not balanced with other colors. It stands out especially if it is against a gray or white background. It is also associated with mourning, horror, and death, and works well with gothic and occult themed spaces. And just as white widens spaces, black makes rooms look smaller. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to all who joined my color psychology challenge. It is clearly very difficult to achieve a look that is dominantly one color, which is why balancing hues is important. It's great to see many entries were able to execute it quite well regardless. I've just featured some of my favorites from each color, and I will be announcing the top 10 and the winner for the stuff pack in a couple of days, so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is paszerine for both. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know. Your feedback is very helpful to me. I'll link all my sources about colors in the description so you can check those out too. By the way, feel free to let me know what your favorite color is, and if you associate it with like a memory or something that you value. As a person, I'd really love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.